Jerusha has come up with a video. This is all Jerusha. It was her idea.
Well, you made the video.
All night making this video. She gave me everything, so to congratulate every one of you, we will play this video. Alright. So you need to set it up. Oh my god. I think here's my point. But yeah, we are the youngest of the clubs right now. Yeah. Yeah, we are the first gen though. Yeah, did you just shade her for being old?
I didn't shit.
You literally just shade her.
Me say a boy like me, I be give thanks. Yeah. Straight love that time me response. Yeah. Me wake up and see the sun outside. Can't front with my surroundings smile. So I'm pleased by the things that give me reasons to live, yeah. Me wake up and see the sun outside. Can't front with my surroundings smile. I saw a butterfly this morning. A dog was playing in a garden. Sometimes you have to see the garden. The small things we keep trying. Cause life will really have you balling. About things when no matter. Open arms cause your things no look proper. But there's beauty in the art thing. So I'll use my gifting as an offering. Me say a boy like me, I will give thanks. Yeah. Straight love that time me response. Yeah. Wake up and see the sun outside. Can't front with my surroundings smile. So I'm pleased by the things that give me reasons to live, yeah. But wake up and see the sun outside. Can't front with my surroundings smile.
Ready?
Hey.
Final year, huh? How does it feel?
You know, before this interview, it actually started to hit me. So my heart is actually kind of heavy. Yeah. I still remember my first day in this club room. I remember Rayvon opened the doors for me because Saranet kept saying, you should check out the club room. And so I said, you know what, let me check out the club room. And so Rayvon ended up opening the door for me, but I was the only person inside the club room. And I remember sitting down and reading the words, actually that's on the ceiling, and it says, you belong here. And then that's when I thought to myself, maybe this is where God wants me to be. Like maybe he's saying that I belong here. But it feels good that I get to, you know, move on and start a new chapter at the same time.
Who was the first person you met at college?
Yeah, it was actually Saranet. And we met in a political science class. And she actually invited me here. She invited me to InterVarsity.
So the first time we had a conversation, it wasn't in person. There was a group chat made before the first day of school even. And I remember we talked a lot. We were joking back and forth. I think I invited Elijah. I don't know how, but I think we had gotten onto the topic of Christianity. And we were like, brother, sister. And I think Manib tagged along. What did you expect from college? When I entered college, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I knew since it was a commuter school, I'd figure it out. But I expected to meet people and get a gist of the college education, or just general education, because I was homeschooled, so. Was that fulfilled? Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I met so many more people than I expected to, especially at a commuter school. How would you describe yourself as a person? Artistic, stubborn, determined, antagonistic, maybe funny. Depends on who you talk to, yeah. Argumentative, maybe? Perhaps. Well, antagonistic, yeah. Argumentative, yeah. Opinionated, that's what it is, opinionated. Okay, Serenette, according to you, what makes someone a good human being? None are good. Let me ask you a little different. What makes you a good person? Well, okay, here's the real answer. Well, a real answer. Nothing. No, like, she is okay.
I think everyone here at the club who has met Serenette is going to have a different answer to that question because she's always provided so much to the people around her.
There was this time where she was like, everyone in the classroom is so distracted by these squeaky chairs, the professor can't concentrate. She will take matters into her own hands. So she bought a can of WD-40, she brought it to school, and I was with her. I watched her do this. There had to be about 100 chairs in that classroom, and she sprayed every single one of those chairs until they were not squeaky anymore. And she was like, yeah, I sat in the classroom the next day and it was silent. She was thinking about everybody in that moment. She was like, nobody can concentrate. I gotta do something about this.
And I've always admired that about her. But I think what also makes her a good person is she's a very encouraging person. So if she sees a talent or if she sees a gifting in a friend or in me, for example, she'll always root for you.
You know, the advice that Serenette gives me on so many different occasions has just been so useful and so positive.
I'd say more than anyone else, she understands a lot of the flaws of my character, just places where I fall short, as well as the good. But I think more than anyone, more than almost anyone else I can think of, she has sacrificed the most to continue helping me be the best person I can be.
Yeah, she's really good at bringing the best out in people, especially in ideologies.
The thing with Serenette is if she has an opinion or a belief about something, she has no problem being one person in the room if 50 disagree with her.
What makes her a good person is her willingness to challenge ideas.
I feel like I see a lot of like courage. Like I feel like she's very bold, and that's very like inspiring.
Serenette will stand 10 toes down when it comes to standing up for her friends and standing for what she believes in. There were times when Serenette would hear something someone says about me and she'd be like, you can't say that about my friend. And I'd just stand there like, okay, Serenette, okay.
She's just such a great older sister as well. I think I probably wouldn't be where I am in life now if she wasn't there. Oh, you love your sister.
And I think she just has a gift for recognizing, there's not going to be a non-sentimental way of saying this, but just a gift for recognizing the good in just about anyone.
What did you expect from college?
I've always known that I've wanted to be a teacher. What I really wanted from college was to know that what I've wanted to do for this entire time, that is what was right for me.
Did you figure it out?
I still have grad school to figure that out.
How would you describe yourself as a person?
Oh gosh, this is giving me flashbacks to Basileia. Handsome, charming.
Was that a dig at Maneem? What makes Willie a good person? Oh gosh, my brother.
His friendliness.
I think he's very mindful.
That he's honest. He's like, he doesn't put up a front. He doesn't try to be cool, try to like act like what he's not.
Willie has always been a very unique person. I feel like half the time, I don't always know what goes on in his head. He'll say like the most random things, like the most inappropriate joke for a time, he'll make that joke.
His sense of humor is quite interesting and honestly really, really fun to be around and to listen to.
When we say Himothy, that's Willie.
Willie is always like staring dead straight when he's walking on the sky bridge. So you'll pass by him like 60 times and he won't know that you're like looking dead at him. He'll also be like this in his book. He won't even look up at you for a second. He's like
He sees the world from a very unique perspective.
He's extremely intelligent.
And kind of just sponges in information like no one's business.
He's also very talented. I think he's probably one of the most versatile people I've met here.
If you met him once, you would say, man, that guy's going places.
And he's very good at listening to people without interjecting on what it is that they're saying. Like some people are listening just for the sake of being able to respond, but he doesn't really do that.
That also applies to a lot of friendships he's in. So he'll remember things about you that you don't even notice about yourself, like a certain mannerism you do when you're upset, or if you're very curious. Like he'll point those things out.
He's actually quite a caring guy, and he likes to remember some really interesting details that you think people tend to forget.
He will notice the small things about you, things you wish no one would know about you. He pays extra attention. He's very observant. We were sitting in the cafe and he goes, "You're so animated. Like you make so many facial expressions, and I know this, but I don't want other people to know this, but he knows it." And I didn't like that he called me out on it, but it just showed that he pays attention.
And I think that makes him a great friend because he not only takes notice, but he is genuinely interested in getting to know people.
I appreciate that a lot.
What do you want to be remembered by?
I'd say if someone were to just look back on the time that I've spent with them, I'd want them to remember being heard.
Does that make him a good person? I suppose. What do you think makes someone good?
I think a good person realizes that their well-being is somehow dependent on the well-being of others, and they're willing to actually act in a way that demonstrates that.
I think that perfectly describes Stella.
Stella. What did you expect from college?
Let's see. I expected college to be hard. I expected to make friends, but not like a bunch of people. Just like people from diverse places that I never knew about. One of my friends is from Guyana. I did not know Guyana existed.
Girl, what? How would you describe yourself as a person?
Actually, I'll put up my phone. Let me check. Let's see. I'm a star. But then that's technically the meaning of my name. I shine in everything I do. I try to, but I'm also smart. I did not know Guyana existed. I think I'm smart.
Okay. We'll find out about that.
Anyway, what makes Stella a good person?
Where do I start?
I can take this one.
Okay.
She from the motherland.
She also looks intimidating at first. I don't know why, but yeah.
The Nigerian.
But yeah, but once you get to talk to her and just get to interact with her, she's also very sweet. She's very chill.
She always does this thing when she hugs you where it's like she'll tickle your
Yes.
ribs. And it's like you can't keep a smile off your face with that hug.
From what I've seen in the club room, she brings a lot of energy when we need it, especially for the game nights. She made it fun.
She has this fun, confident vibe that lights up any room.
And she always keeps that no matter what room she's in.
Yeah, she's definitely a social butterfly, I would say.
She's the life of the party.
And her name means star, so it suits her perfectly.
She's not scared to be herself. If she's the only one who's dancing in the room, she's gonna be the only person dancing in the room. She would always set the tone for everybody, you know, just to help everyone to like loosen up and have a good time together.
She's always here with her energy.
Throughout our college years, I've always been like this introverted person, and she has pushed me to do so many new things, to step out of my comfort zone and to embrace life in a way I never would have. And I think that's something you look for in a friend. She always puts people before herself, so kind-hearted and selfless. That's something I admire about her. Like, she wouldn't even think about it, she'll just do it. What's your favorite thing about Stella?
Her smile. She has such a bright smile. And the dimple too, it's so cute.
I love the way that she values her relationships with like her family, so she's always almost talking about them.
My time here, she has made me feel more at ease.
Yeah.
You know, given that we have another sister here, it's just nice.
Like she's genuinely nice. you know, no fake energy.
So I migrated to New York about 6 years ago. So I had 2 years of high school before COVID. I actually didn't really have any friends. So I graduated alone. Yeah, tough. I came to college. I didn't expect much. The very first day, our very first class, we became friends. And we have been friends since then. And it's been the best friendship/relationship in college.
Aww, thank you.
I think she just makes life better by being in it. Just simply being in it. Yeah.
I also heard that you started the worship team here.
Yeah, along with other people.
Was there anyone from the club who brought something unique to worship nights?
You know, I would say Julia.
Julia, my girl. What do you want to be remembered by?
And someone that brought a different kind of worship in Malayalam. Most people don't know about it. So someone that brought her culture, her language, different kind of worship, and someone who's just passionate about spreading God's love. And yeah.
That's something you brought. What do you want to take away with you?
All my life, I've had school friends, but nothing, it never really stayed. So having people that liked my presence and wanting to talk to me every day was something new, especially like junior year when 2 new people came into my life. Randy being one of them, and he always told me to be myself, to open up more.
So Julia is kind of weird, but in a good way.
Julia is a
sparkling, shimmering, glittering, stunning,
very quiet person. You know, she doesn't open up to like everyone.
But when you actually get to know Julia, you'll discover there's a bunch of insight, there's a bunch of stories, there's lots of humor, lots of adventures that she discussed with you. Very peaceful person, absolutely tranquil.
And then Cedrica came along. Never expected her. I never thought I could connect with someone who wasn't from my culture.
The company she gives is like a very family company. Like you could just go up to her and be like, hey, I'm having a bad day, and she'll listen.
And when you talk to her, like she remembers what you tell her because she was really listening, right? And I think that's what strikes me about her, that she also just like takes that time to make you feel heard and seen. And I think that's something really beautiful about her.
The first time I met Julia was at my first GNF event last semester. Honestly, like I got to meet a few people at that time, and I felt like they wouldn't remember me. And then I was talking to Julia recently, and she actually remembered like the things I told her about myself that day, and I was like, that was so long ago, and like it made me feel good, you know, because I was like, okay, so people do remember, you know, and I think it's great to be seen and heard.
I think that just speaks more to her personality, that she just is a more kind and understanding person, like without even trying, to be honest.
I see, you know, fire in her, a blaze, like especially when she sings, like you can see like she's a whole different person, everything.
She's a great singer.
Yeah, she has a beautiful voice.
You won't tell that from basically like, you know, looking at her.
Yeah, it took me by surprise.
It surprised me too, but after like we got to know her more and more, she can talk. But in a good way though, then again.
Honestly.
She's a vibe to talk to, like each conversation, they're very pleasant, you know, very tantalizing to the brain, very stimulating. And she's a very bright person too.
It's a case of like, don't judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. Like she's so reserved and quiet at first glance, but like once you get to talking with her, she can keep going, mm-hmm. which is a good thing, yeah.
And you can know him on.
Yeah. Anyone you got close to during your last year?
Yeah, actually Rainy.
How come you only got close with them the last semester?
Initially, I approached college with a practical mindset, primarily focused on earning my degree and moving on. I was really not interested in the social aspect of university life. However, later on, I noticed that I had it all wrong. So I prayed for meaningful relationships and friendships. And thankfully, I met some amazing friends.
Rainy. That girl ever smelled good. I wasn't close to her at first, so it wasn't until like this semester. The first conversation I had with her was just us bonding over trauma, but like how hard it actually has been.
She might be like quiet or she might not open up, but once you start to talk to her, she's a very kind person.
And she's a great listener. She pushed me forward a lot.
I remember she came in, it was maybe her birthday or the day after her birthday. She came with a cake, sharing it for the people. And one thing I remember about like a lot of our interactions is that her voice and her presence is like really calming.
Like Aisha said, she's very calming. So whenever I'm around her, I just feel at ease and the conversation flows really well.
Yeah. She just has a comforting presence when you're around her. And considering she's a psych major, I know that she's gonna do well in that field.
She's like a sister to me, and I don't have a sister, so she's like a very great sibling, an older sister, someone I could go through. We're comfortable enough to tell each other our worries. Yeah, literally yesterday we were on the phone for like 3 hours, and I felt comfortable enough to tell her the things that I've gone through.
She's always dressed the best, the style is always styling.
Hey.
Overall, she's just a genuine and nice person.
What's one piece of advice you would give her?
I think just keep the best things of a character, so that calming energy, like that bright smile, the fabulous style, like just keep what makes her very special, and she's gonna be perfect.
Okay, Mr. Triplet.
Okay.
I heard your brothers are graduating this semester.
Yeah, they're also graduating, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, Emmanuel came first.
Who are you?
My name is Emmanuel Jaquette, and I'm a finance major at Brewer College.
What did you expect from college?
I expected a degree. I expected to develop new relationships with people. But I don't know if I came in expecting much.
And was that fulfilled in any way?
It definitely was. I'm getting a degree. I mean, that's what the email says. But so that's fulfilled. But 2, I have definitely found meaningful and loving and awesome relationships in my time in college.
Okay, Emmanuel. How would you describe yourself as a person?
How would I describe myself as a person? I am tall. Okay, let me stop. I know. I'm kidding. I'm someone who's a very funny person, and I take big pride in that. Sometimes my jokes land, but they make me laugh. And I love that. And if I make myself laugh, like I'm winning in life, okay?
What would you like others to remember about you?
I mean, we all know this, but he has the best smile out of all of them.
He's my brother from Baruch.
It's your brother from Baruch?
Where can I start? If you met him, you would know, right? Like, he hot.
Anyways, what makes Emmanuel a good person?
I don't know if this answers that question specifically, but he's kind of one of the people that glues our friend group together. Like, he gets along with anybody because he's just really selfless, and he'll be whoever, not that he changes who he is, but a listening ear, he'll be that. If it's advice, he'll be that. And he kind of just knows what to be when. And I love that about him.
He's such a natural leader, you know, everybody kind of just flocks around him. I love that, how kind and humble he is, and he's so welcoming too. Like, if you're someone who's new that's coming in, like, he would make you feel seen and welcome and loved, like you belong here.
Yeah, for real. Like, we came into that club room when we came to one of their events, the Christmas event, and he treated us like we was always there in that club. Like, he He's
That was
very-
the first time you were meeting him.
Right, and I think that I'm that guy. I love to get to know people. I want people to remember me as someone who loved them.
That strikes me about Emmanuel is his ability to connect, right? I think like you have a conversation with him and he tries to look for ways that he can connect to you. I think the first conversation I had with Emmanuel was about like his purpose and his like life goals, right? Like I just met him. I just found out there was 3 of the same and this is what he's throwing at me and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Emmanuel is definitely someone who just cares, you know, and he's able to just listen to you, be humble enough to just think like, hey, you may have something important to say.
Like if you've talked to him, you know that you are the center of his attention at all times, right?
He's loving. I think also one of the things, like he's so kind.
Every time I see him, I'm like, you're so kind. I don't understand. Like sometimes,
Even if it's awkward to him, because you know that boy gets awkward sometimes. Even still that you feel the kindness, that soft warmth.
he's always the first person to be like, guys, we're Christian. Let's show people grace. Let's show them kindness.
He leads with love, like you said. Everything that he does, it's rooted in love. And
He is gentle and he's a good leader. A lot of people look up to him, whether he realizes it or not.
I told him once that every time I do think of him in prayer, it's like, God, he's just another reason for me to give praise to you.
Emmanuel is a credit to Baruch. I wish Hunter had him, but it's not that way.
So I guess one thing I want to take from him, or like I'm learning from him, is like being there for other people and having grace for people and being kind and like showing that kindness that I guess Jesus shows us as well.
There's nothing more I could ask for from a good friend.
Yeah. Here, you hold me.
Yeah.
Then came Enoch, who actually goes to CCNY.
Hi, Enoch.
Hi, Shariah.
So, Emmanuel went to Baruch with your sister, Sandy, and Elijah and Manib went to Hunter together, and you went to CCNY all by yourself. Oh, Lord. How did that make you feel?
Yeah. When I started college, it was a bit lonely for me because it was a hybrid learning style where I was home majority of the time, where my brothers and my sister would be on their respective campuses. And so, yeah, it was lonely. And so I didn't expect to be a part of such a welcoming and a loving community such as InterVarsity.
We are so lucky to have you.
After the whole incident with the end of the year party, he, you know, taking the crown over me, like I can't say anything nice about this man, to be honest.
But it's something nice, bro. Just one thing.
Enoch is a good human being. I mean, look at him.
You know what's crazy?
Something nice about Enoch. I mean, you know, he's funny. He's a funny dude, you know, funnier than Elijah.
And you notice that in the way he talks and the way he speaks. Talking and speaking is the same thing.
What's crazy is that I had everything in my mind last night and now I forgot. So we're gonna sit here until it comes back to me.
And he has nice vibes to him, you know. I could say
what makes Enoch a good person?
Always joyful, and yeah, he's always funny. He always like makes me laugh, and always gaslighting me too. So like anything I say, he's always saying something else.
I think what I like about Enoch is that what makes Enoch a good person. There we go. What makes Enoch a good person is that
He's disciplined, and it's truly inspiring, right? When you see him, you're like, man, how do I get to that point?
I feel like
Enoch's the one who wakes up early. I mean, he's the one who wakes Elijah and I up. And then we're like sleeping, and we're like, no, don't wake me up.
what do I like about Enoch?
Girl, spit it out. Hey, my bad. Sorry, my bad. He will go out of his way for you. He will travel 10 minutes on the train just to come from City College to Hunter College just to see you, pay that extra $2.90. I love Enoch so much.
I think he is very likable, you know.
Besides the fact of him breaking my ankles.
The infamous ankle breaker at your own
I forgive him for that, but it was a funny moment in my
How
own
do you let him disrespect you in your own
backyard? Yeah, I know.
Oh my. How do you show your face in the world?
I didn't.
I don't know how much I want to share.
Everything.
Everything?
Share everything.
Even though I have to share everything. Even the part where I liked him and he didn't like me back.
Girl. If you could sum up your college journey in one word, what would it be?
In one word. I want to be cliche and use the B word. Blessed. But that sounds so cliche to sum up, right? And that's the first word that comes up to mind. I was trying to find a sexier word. I should not say that.
And now,
Yes.
I think you love to talk about her.
Who?
Guess.
Honestly, she's the one who made me be more comfortable speaking to other people in the club room.
She cares a lot about people and how they feel. She laughs a lot, you know.
And her laugh or her smile is like really nice. So
I feel like she's been one of the only true friends I've had check in on me throughout the years, no matter what's going on.
She takes time to listen to people. She'll talk to people, new or old friends, right? Like as soon as someone comes into the room, she'll take the time to sit with them, be like, hi, like in that way. And she also just shows up all the time. Like if you ask her to, she will. And if you don't ask her to, she does as well.
She's one of the persons that actually made me stay at the IVCF because of her goodness and her kindness toward me. She sought to speak to me when no one else spoke to me. Yeah, she just looks out to everyone.
There are two sides of her that I've seen, a child and a mother. Child, the way she greets everyone, how she giggles and just laughs and makes everyone feel welcomed in her childlike self. And then there is this mother that takes care of everyone.
She just has that nature about her. Like she just wants to take care of everybody, help them out.
It's gonna sound cliche, but she's the epitome of a mother. There have been a lot of times where I kind of just like would text her like, yo, help me, I'm going through it. What would you do in this situation? And in 2 minutes I'd get text back and we'd just have a whole conversation. She'd give me advice.
She has a very mothering nature. Like she's on you, but not like in a way it's like, oh, just get off. But it's like she's just trying to help you get better because she knows you can get better. She kind of sees your potential, or she sees past your potential sometimes. And I think that's what she did with me.
And she's always like really sympathetic of the things that I'm going through as well. So yeah, she's always there for me and I really love her and I appreciate her.
I know who you're talking about. Kathy?
Kathy, my sugar plum.
I think I would describe myself as someone who's, I guess, compassionate.
It's crazy how compassionate she is. But that's who Kathy is.
She's just so gentle and kind, and she's so compassionate, you know, like she cares about the people around her. She can meet you like wherever you are.
And she's really good at making very strong connections with people and facilitating deep relationships, not just with herself and others, but with others around her.
I'm really proud of Kathy to see how much she's grown.
From the kind of shy and timid girl that when I first met her, she's just a real leader. She's grown to a real leader from what I've seen.
Hey, would you like to know what others said about you?
Please, yeah, sure.
When Miss Elijah give you
Wow, that is hard, honestly. Elijah, the person.
He's very sassy. He's really sassy.
He was right next to me in my mother's womb. I remember it like it was yesterday. And he told me, hey, look, I'm gonna let you get out first.
He makes very funny jokes now. I would say funnier than Manib.
I feel like his jokes are really unethical. And sometimes it's like they might not actually be funny, but they're actually really funny.
He's very charismatic, drama queen, you know.
Wait, he's an old man.
Yeah, especially when he misses, you know, voice deep for no reason, you know.
You do that?
I don't do that, so I don't know what you mean.
Did you say deeper?
Stop.
Interesting question. All right, Elijah. Elijah he's a man I respect a lot. Like,
He cares about the people around him.
He has this way about making people comfortable around him very quickly.
And the way he loves his friends, right? And he treats them as family.
He's very inspirational. When I first met Elijah, I was in a very, I guess, difficult place in my life when I saw how much he followed God and what he did day to day and how he was as a friend to people. It made me want to do the same.
So back in 2020, I was struggling with a lot of depression and anxiety. And the night before I decided that I was gonna take my life, I had a dream, and in the dream, it was Elijah, Manib, and I on the train. And I remember I had my head down and I was crying. And Elijah just kicks me. Like, I can feel like sometimes when I think about it, it's like, wow, like he kicks me. He goes, Kathy, don't leave. Like, I love you, we love you. Like, don't leave. And one day I just opened up to him and I was like, you know, like through everything that I've been going through, like, you tried to understand me even when I felt like nobody could. But I feel like God really placed him in my life for a reason.
His demeanor of humility, when he speaks, when he does something, you can almost see how humble he is. And I think that the very fact that he's president right now is as a result of his posture of humility before God.
I think he's probably one of the most calmest people I've seen. I've never seen him get overly angry or overly sad. Like, I've never seen him be extreme in one emotion.
He's definitely someone that can easily help you because of how he's controlled himself.
He's so kind. He uses his talents in mathematics to help other people. Anyone that needs help with math, they come to him because they know like he will help them.
I also remember like Elisha tutoring me for math, like many times in the past, and he's just so patient with me and kind, and yeah, it's just so beautiful.
He had COVID. He texted me, he was like, you know, if you need help with homework, with your calc homework, which if you know me, I fail calc like 50 times, okay? But I know you guys are laughing at me. He'll help me every single time.
It was also really great to see Elijah grow in public speaking. When he started out, he was telling avocado stories, and everyone should go up to Elijah and ask him to tell the avocado story.
Okay, so basically, the avocado
Actually, wait. Do you know where Manib is?
No, did you not interview him earlier?
He was supposed to be here earlier.
Of course he's late. Hold on. Is Manib there?
he looks good. Like he's so. If I was a woman, yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's Manib.
He's extremely gorgeous.
I think he is the only person. I gotta point that out. I think he's the only person
Like-
that could take good photos and be good in photos.
If I had to choose any guy to date in a club room, it would have to be me.
3 things come to mind: sexy, attractive, just why not?
Yeah, how can we overlook his visible characteristics? I mean, come on.
The guy is, Aquaman himself. Have you seen the dude? Have you seen the hairstyles?
But ladies, do not be fooled.
Where are you?
Beach.
You said you'd be on time today.
I am. Only 2 hours late.
Okay, while we wait for him, one last question for you, Elijah. What makes Manib a good person?
I mean, I remember Manib and I, we came to Hunter together. And we were always trying new things. We were trying different clubs. He was like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. You know, one fun fact about Manib is, for years, Manib would always text me, I love you, at 11:11. And at first, I would have been like, this is kind of weird. In fact, this is thick.
This is really good, Shreya.
Thank you.
Good job, man. Oh, you now. This. Anyway. What's up with only the guys thinking I'm hot?
Oh, the girls had a lot.
Really? What did they say?
So Manib, I don't think I want to talk about that.
Manib has a lot of attitude, and he can be really mean.
He liked to pretend to be Elijah, and Elijah played along and pretended to be Manib.
That's what it was. Manib and Elijah were, this is the peak Manib and Elijah. They had swapped names. They were like, oh, I'm Elijah and I'm Manib. They swapped places. And for like, I think at least the first week of school, they were dedicated to the bit where they had swapped names. It was hilarious.
I saw him again sophomore year at an event I came to IB. And I think I said hi, but he didn't say hi back, so I felt offended.
Okay, wait. I remember when it was Elijah, Kathy, and Manib walking. And Elijah, like, he acknowledged me, and Manib was just walking. He didn't even acknowledge.
A good person? That's very generous for him.
They had a few nice things to say about you.
Manib will take his shirt off of his back if you needed it, but then he'd start like flexing and stuff. So like, I don't know if it's really like genuine, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, like honestly, his future family is lucky because he's going to document every single parcel of their life, and this is going to be beautifully portrayed in all the videos that he made.
Yep.
I think Manib is such a smooth person. He's so good with people. He's such a light to every single person that comes into contact with him. He always brings the fun in the club space. That's something that I personally have experienced.
But yeah. So I get to see his humor. He's a really funny guy. I think he's very funny, Sharad. I think he's very funny. And so it's always a wonderful time laughing with him, joking around with him.
I think sometimes he tries to hide it, behind his humor and like this like more shallow exterior. But if you take the time to like talk to him and just engage with him, you'll find that he is very genuine and he opens himself up in that way to a lot of people to make genuine connection. And that's something that I really appreciate about him.
He has surprised me on multiple occasions with just how compassionate he's been. Like within the second semester, got cupcakes for my birthday. I was so surprised. I was like, what? I'm living like, this is like the college experience, like what they talk about when they make friends and they go out and do stuff. I was like, yeah, I never forgot that. I don't think I'll ever forget that. It was really nice.
Stop, I don't want to cry right now.
How does it feel?
It's a good question, Shreya. Literally before the first day of high school, not even college, high school, I recorded myself. I made a video, I recorded myself. And in that video, I said I'll be documenting my high school journey.
And I'm gonna make it a big video at the end of the year, like next year in June somewhere, like when our high school ends. It's gonna be like a movie type video, like a long video.
Little videos. That didn't happen in high school. And then I came to college and I met Jerusha, and she actually gave me an opportunity to make the first end of the year video. 4 years later, 4 videos later. Last one. So it's bittersweet. Bitter because I'm leaving. But sweet because, I fulfilled a little boy's dream. Proud of that.
And why the good person question?
Because goodness is grown when it's seen. And I think we always celebrate accomplishments like graduation. That's good, We're graduating for most of us. It's the first time We're the first ones in our family, first generation. But I think the way someone makes others feel, the way they make people feel seen, the way they show up for them, I think that's worth celebrating too. So asking this question is a way of saying people noticed your kindness and they loved you for it. And sometimes that's all you need to hear. So to answer your question, I don't know what makes someone good. I have no idea. I don't know how to answer that question, but I know it's a lot easier to be one when you're surrounded by them.
Oh, Manib.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay, one last question. Now imagine. It's May 2025. You're in front of Barclays Center. You have your cap and gown, and all your friends are in front of you. What is one last thing you'd say to them?
Yeah, so the cap and gown was actually very expensive. So I'm actually gonna be wearing Jabez's cap and gown. Because who's paying $95 for a cap and gown? That's expensive. But anyways.
It's cheesy, it's corny, I know, but I do hope people know how much I love and care about them. Yeah, I think I'll say, I love you.
We did it, we survived, and
So long, nerds. Let's not be strangers.
so I'd say see you soon.
And to remember that everything's possible as long as you believe that it is.
Cherish this moment, like cherish all 4 years that you're here at Hunter, but for some maybe 6. I am just full of gratitude and thanksgiving to this community. So I would say thank you. Yeah.
One last thing. So college is done. Yup. No more COVID? Oh yeah, none of that. Stopped that after first year. Did I make friends? Yup. A lot. What about girls? You know, not that many. Loser. Why are you looking at me like that? Come here.